sunrise is just for you. So come along and take my hand. Been a long time without you. Been a long time without love. Everything reminds me of you, but everything is not enough. If you lose your mind, please know that I'll be yours. If you lose your mind, yeah, I'll be mad with you. If I get my phone, yeah, we'll get mad in love. If you lose your mind,
Hello and welcome to my Monday night where we talk about AI. I hope that my audio is working. I have had some trouble with it earlier when we are streaming, so let's see. Think it's working all right. So, if you haven't been here before, I am Pixel Pia. And on Monday nights, I like to talk about artificial intelligence or AI. I am also a teacher and have been teaching both in Sweden and here in the US, even though I'm not teaching anymore. But teaching is something close to my heart. And with an interest in both AI and teaching, I thought it was time for me to start to talk about AI and AI use in the learning space. So I have put together a little document here. We are going to take a look at it with different types of AI tools that we can use in education for students, for adult learners, for teachers, for parents. There are many different tools that we can use. I have also prepared a little bit about the good and the bad, pros and cons. And at the end, I have a couple of burning questions that we must keep in mind when we're talking about artificial intelligence and learning. But let's start looking at the document I have put together. First, I want to talk about different types of AI tools for learning. And I have one example for each type of tool I'm talking about today. That doesn't mean that it's the best tool for that type of learning. And many of these tools, especially those that are directed towards teacher or administrators, maybe whole school district, I couldn't even really look at because you have to have a deal with the company, your school district, buy a service. But we will take a quick look at all of them anyhow. And the first type of tool is the adaptive learning platforms. And the example that I will share with you is called Dreambox. Dreambox uses AI to personalize math and reading lessons for each student, adjusting the difficulty of lessons and providing real-time feedback. Dreambox offers different pricing models for schools and districts, as well as individual subscriptions for home use. So let's take a quick look at Dreambox. So this is the website. Every student is unique. Learning paths should be too. And they have Dreambox Math and Dreambox Reading. I have no idea what the pricing would be for a school district to buy these services. But if we go in under families here, let's take a look at Dreambox Math. If we want to purchase that, we have an individual plan, $150 for a lifetime, 10-year non-renewing subscription. We have $100 almost for a 12-month subscription and so forth. And then we have a family plan. And I guess that is if you have more than one student in the family. $225 for 10 years, $150 for 12 months, $100 for 6 months, and $20 for a month. So I guess their thought is that if you need just a month for some extra studies, you can go in and buy this. Dreambox for reading is a similar concept, but where did I see where you could buy it? Was it maybe on the website we just were on the page we... Let's take a look at Dreamrock Reading Plus here. No, I can't find the price there, but I would guess it's a similar price as for the math. But this is more adapted towards school district to buy it. That is the learning platform, adaptive learning platform. The next group is intelligent tutoring systems. And the example I have here is Carnegie Learning's Micah. So let's take a look at their website. The same here, they are directed towards school district or whole school systems. Unlock real results in real classrooms with the latest offering in K-12 education from Carnegie Learning. And they have math streams, they have literacy, they have language, and they have services. So let's take a look at their solutions: math, literacy, languages, and services. And they have core instructions and supplemental instructions. I couldn't find any examples on how this would look in reality, but this is a service that a school district can buy. And it said here, for example, dynamic math influencers teach and motivate students in our one-of-a-kind adaptive, interactive video streaming program. So I guess what you're buying for your school is a system of videos and some games that you can use in your classroom. So that was the tutoring system. I didn't see anything about individual families buying this anywhere. Then we have AI-powered assessment tools. And this is definitely directed towards teachers and school districts. And the one I took a look at is Pearson's assessments. And we have over 300 clinical and classroom assessments, assessment solutions that accelerate learning and meet the needs of state, district, and school leaders. And this is also directed towards the school district. So we have speech and language, health, psychology, ADHD, early childhood, and so forth. We have training programs for professionals, for teachers, and they have webinars and blogs for information. I couldn't find anything about pricing at this at all, but this is for a school district. The next is feedback tools, and the one I'm going to look at is Turnitin's Revision Assistance. This tool provides instant actionable feedback to students as they're writing. So let's take a look here. And once again, this is directed toward whole schools or school district. And as you can see here, they have suggestions as the students are writing to develop more organized, better language and clarity. And here you can align it to your curriculum for your school. And this is how the prompts look when you have bought this AI software for your school district. So those were so far very much directed to schools or school districts. Now we're coming into more general things like translations. And here I actually chose to use Google Translate because that is one of the best free translation tools, excuse me, that I know. And here you can either write your text, you can upload the document or an URL to a website and get it all translated here. I don't see this as a learning tool. I see this more as a tool to double check if you are learning a second language, for example. But, but more about that when we talk about pros and cons. Another tool that can help you writing, a tool that I have used the pro version for a year and a half now, is Grammarly, where you see here, I have a blue underline here, and it says, because Grammarly has learned my style of writing. So here it suggests that Grammarly offers rewrite for clarity. And here is how it suggests that I should change it. So I can just click there and it has changed it. Grammarly has a free basic version that works well in most cases. I write a lot, and the advantage with the premium plan for me is that Grammarly learn my specific writing style, my tone of voice, and can give me better suggestions. And let's take a look at Grammarly's website here. Here is all of my old, but you can have Grammarly for Windows installed. I have it as a shortcut for my browser, and it helps me improve my writing, my spelling, my grammar by constantly showing me where I made a mistake. Let's take a text here I wrote that has 232 recommendations for things to do. And the red is misspelling or other mistake. I can accept it all, or I can go in and change. The blue is for clarity. The green is for engagement. So let's see what they suggested here. And let's start by, they want me to change that to begin. Delivery is the purple, and that is more of my writing style coming in there. And then we have style guide, and that is for business. But Grammarly is a great tool, and Grammarly free can take you far. Then we have a tool, also a Google tool, for those of you that search for research report, and that is Google Scholar. Google Scholar helps students find academic papers and research articles on a wide range of topics. So if I'm doing research on a topic, I can go to scholar.google.com and I can search articles, or I can search case law, federal courts, Georgia courts, or select another court here, any court I want. So let's search in article and search artificial intelligence in education. And here we have a lot of articles and publications. We have PDFs, we have websites. So this is an excellent way to find academic reports and articles for those of you that are doing research. And the last one, I'm a little iffy to this one. It's AI-powered learning management systems. For example, Moodle. This is a free tool if you have a website built in a WordPress environment where you can create your own courses. And of course it doesn't, okay. So this is how it would look if you have access to a web server where you can house your website and you can set up your own courses. I have tried Moodle. I haven't spent too much time in it, but there are many free or paid for learning management systems to setting up courses on a website. So that was a little bit about the different types of tools for learning we have with AI. Now let's talk about the advantages. The first is personalized learning. AI can tailor education to individual students' needs, helping them learn at their own pace and independently. AI in learning can tailor lessons to individual needs, provide immediate feedback, and offer guidance. They can engage students in a conversational manner similar to human tutors. That is arguably one of the advantages. But remember, it is a tool. You get out what you put in. So when it comes to personalization, it's really important in my mind as a teacher that you have some professional educator overlooking this. Don't let this be in the hands of the students by themselves. Next is the feedback mechanism that you can get. If you look back to your own school years and you had an assignment, you handed in a paper, and it took weeks before you got them back and evaluated. The feedback mechanism can help you get feedback as you work if you use the right AI tool. Both when it comes to a software like Grammarly, where you can get feedback on spelling, grammar, all of that, but also content. And this can be a help both for students and teachers. Automated tasks. AI can handle tasks like grading and lesson planning, freeing up teachers to focus on more critical aspects of teaching. AI can collect and analyze data on students' performance, aiding educators in making informed decisions about teaching methods and curricular improvements. And innovative learning experiences. AI can create new types of learning experiences, such as virtual reality simulations for historical events or scientific phenomena. This is definitely an interesting aspect of AI. Disadvantages: the lack of interpersonal skills. AI can't replace the holistic development provided by human teachers. Some experts argue that AI based learning platforms could hinder critical thinking skills and reduce human interaction, which is crucial for learning. And the part about critical thinking skills is extremely important because this is where we can how am I going to say this? Without the critical thinking skills, how can we make sure that the use of AI tools is done in the most appropriate way? So it not just become a copy and paste tool. Cost factor. To implement this especially on an elementary school level, but even colleges and university and further up the educational chain cost a lot of money. And we know that schools today, especially elementary schools, are on a tight budget. Then we have the always present risk with AI, bias risks, and privacy concern. Of course, that is always a disadvantage using AI. And then we have, will this lead to teachers becoming obsolete with the automation of tasks? I don't think so. I was lucky to work in schools in Sweden that very early on adapted to tech development. And we had computers and internet really early in our classrooms where I worked. But it was done in a way that really made sure these tools that were new in the school environment then, the internet, the World Wide Web, that we learned how to use and transform these tools to best suit our educational goals. But most schools in Sweden at this time didn't have the luck that we had, that I worked in a community that really was forward when it came to technology and that understood that this investment was important for us to really utilize the new technologies that came. So I have some thought-provoking questions here that I think it's important for all of us, whether we are learners ourselves, students, teachers, administrators, parents, grandparents, friends, whatever position we are in. We all need to think about these questions. The first one is about the balancing act. How can school districts or individual schools strike a balance between the advantages and disadvantages of using AI in education? And how can we balance the cost? Because this could lead to a bigger gap when it comes to digital literacy between students that have gone to school in tech forward schools and students that didn't. Then we have the ethical implications. What steps could be taken to ensure that AI is implemented ethically, especially concerning bias and privacy? And here is a big question for this is, how do we make sure that the users of the tools, the teachers, the administrators, and the students are educated in how AI works? To refer back to the school I worked at in Sweden, that I called my lucky introduction to tech and education, we had an intensive education for every person working in this school district as we implemented the new tech. We had courses, we made sure that every teacher had their own laptop. We had a lot of education. We had a lot of times for us teachers to sit down and look at our curriculum and our syllabus and how we wanted to rewrite all that so we could use this new tool. But how can we make sure not just that the schools have the equipment, which today isn't even sure that all schools have? Do all elementary schools in the US have enough computers to use the tools? I don't think so. But not just make sure that we have the tools. Also, how do we make sure that we educate the educators in how to use these tools? Then we have the question, future of teaching. As AI takes on more roles in education, what will be the evolving role of human teachers? I am more concerned in what would be the role of teachers in deciding how this tool can be beneficiary. And then the last question that I think is maybe the most important. How do we learn how to use the tools? How can we educate not just the educators, but the students, the learners, in how to best use the tools so they use them for learning, not just as a fast way to just copying an answer? And that's where I think the question about critical thinking really comes in. We have to learn how to evaluate the results we get from AI. So that's my thoughts about AI in education. I hope you have your own thoughts. And if you do, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What experience do you have as a student, as a parent, as an educator when it comes to using these tools? And not just using them. Well, what experience do you have to use them, and how can they help with the learning process? Of course, we can use AI tools as a typewriter, but how will that improve the learning and the internalization of the knowledge we get? I really want to hear from you. So please share your thoughts in the comments down below and make sure that we keep this debate alive for tomorrow's students and tomorrow's grown up, so they can get the best possible outcome of these tools. That's all for tonight. Good night.